Chris is actually surprisingly fast. He's actually sneaky fast, but just two different styles of receivers. So.
What you've seen, are those kind of the two guys that you feel like are most battling it out to be the guy on the series?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll definitely be like us three as the outside main receivers as of now. If we bring in a new transfer, we'll see. But as of now, yeah, it's mainly us three on the outside. Oh no, I'm tripping. Joe Griffin. Oh yeah, definitely. Once he gets back in the flow of things, because this is his first spring back after his big foot thing. But once Joe really gets in his mood, I mean, you saw it. I mean, he making plays downfield. He has a huge range. Like, he can jump out the gym, and he's already tall. So Joe's really good too. So it'll definitely be like us four. I've changed the 3 to 4. Definitely. So
we saw some time in the slot kind of 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've seen some rotations here and there, with depending on what the play is. Do you envision you might get a few snaps like in the slot, maybe to maximize some of those outside guys as well?
Oh yeah. Well, so in our offense, it's not really. I mean, there is slot. I won't really play.
I don't know if it's like slot, but
yeah. Specifically, I won't be. Well, I mean, I can't say I won't be, but as of now, I haven't played much slot. But we can be inside in the slot area. So yeah.
How you doing, Vinny?
How you doing? I'm good.
Doing well, thank you. You know, I feel like at least in spring we've seen you do a lot more on the field. You know, like at least compared to your role last year. Was that a thought that you had last year? Like, did you ever want to do more on the field in terms of like route diversity and in terms of like placement on the field?
I mean, I couldn't speak for my last year self, but I'd say like looking back at it now, I would definitely I'd like having the entire route tree open, just because now it makes the defense wonder, like, he can run anything out of any formation, and I think that's the big advantage that we have as receivers now.
Mm-hmm. What would you say is the biggest improvement that you made since last year?
I'd say I've gotten bigger and stronger since last year. I'm like up 5 pounds from last year. Not a big difference, but it's a pretty big difference.
Your neck looks bigger.
I also say just strides off the ball was a big thing, a big emphasis from Coach Reed, based on last year, just coming off the ball, like making everything look like a vertical route. And I've really been trying to focus on that, and I feel like that's gotten definitely better. And obviously, just the typical footwork, attacking the ball, playing with the extension, all those little details, just having the full season outside, and now being able to reset and just try to detail all those little details that I feel like I need to get better at, and just make those better.
How would you describe Jeff Grimes' new offense as someone who's never seen it before?
Multiple and aggressive. That's the two things. Anything can happen out of, like I said, any formation. So it keeps everybody on their toes. And that's what I like about it.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It feels like this offense, in some ways, that it's more difficult for a receiver, but in some ways it's easier for a receiver. You have to do more, but also feel like kind of get schemed open a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
In what ways is this system more difficult? For some of your job, in what ways is it easier? Does it give you more freedom?
I'd say it's the more difficult side would be a smaller guy blocking a linebacker. That's not, but I wouldn't say it's all about how you approach it too. It's you have to block somebody. Okay, you're gonna have to come with that kind of intensity to go make the block, and that's what he expects us to do. I expect myself to make it. I would say that's the slightly more difficult thing, having to block DNs or something. But, it's still not. I'm not scared of it. I don't think any of our receivers are scared of it. It's just more. Now we got to come with the right technique, the right energy, the right aggression. Like I said, you got to be aggressive. So he expects everybody to be aggressive, and I say that's the hardest thing. Easier, like you said, there's a whole bunch of misdirection, so it can allow more space and one-on-ones and just opportunities downfield.
This offense is a little bit more run-centric, and you're talking about blocking. Mm-hmm. What's the hardest part about blocking?
Okay, so the hardest aspect of blocking is almost blocking in the field, because the ball's behind you somewhere, the DB has eyes on the ball, and you still have to block them. So they can go anywhere. You have no idea where the runner is. Mm-hmm. I say just open field blocking is just one of the harder things, but with the right technique, you can always get it done.
Mm-hmm. What was your first impressions of Billy Edwards?
That he's a He's a really hard worker and funny guy. No, he's awesome. I love Billy. He's easy to talk to. He'll talk to anybody all day, and he's really passionate about what he does. Like if he makes a mistake, you can tell he's hard on himself, but he's not gonna let it linger into the next play. Like he's a really good leader, a really good person, and just a good dude.
As a starting quarterback, there's an expectation of leadership. Like it's the position that a lot of people look to. It might be tough for a guy who hasn't been with the team to kind of step in and step in as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice any hesitation or anything like that with him? And have you seen him become more comfortable as a leader over spring?
Yeah, definitely not any hesitation. He knows like you're coming in as a older QB. You have to basically let everybody know who you are, let them know you, and just be open and understand that. And I think he's done a real good job of it. He's talked to, like I said, he'll talk to anybody. And I think that's a big part of leadership, letting whether it's a young guy, old guy, like just being able to talk to him, have a conversation with him, whether it's not even about football, it's about life. I think he does a real good job of that, and I think that's a good aspect of his leadership, like being able to talk to anybody and just being able to still command the entire offense that's this complex.
What's something about him that you've learned since when he showed up that other people may not know?
I think the part that he's a goofball.
Really?
Some people might not know that, but I mean, if you know Billy, like he's a clown when it's not a serious time, obviously. But he's good.
What's special about Eugene Hilton?
I think that the thing that I've seen the most from him is that his ability to make plays for how young he is at this level, it's great to see. And I think he has a lot of room to improve, but he's definitely already in the right path.